our president, Dr. Ellen Gabel, to speak.
Yay!
Let me thank you and let me thank everybody who participated in having this event this afternoon. I really am always honored and privileged to be president of Westfield State. And, you know, in a way, I guess history is being made today, and how well this celebration of the achievements of 10 very exceptional students reflects Horace Mann's legacy of inclusion. Someone might ask why I was so happy to hear the Queer Straight Alliance have proposed this event, and while our LGBTQIA students needed to be singled out with a special ceremony on a special day. Well, you might not consider Corey Monteith a great philosopher. you know him from Glee. And I watch Glee. But,
Yeah, Glee.
you know, when I was asked in a recent interview about how he responds to his newfound celebrity, Corey very astutely answered, "I just tried doing the next right thing." And I kind of like that phrase, the next right thing. And this celebration is just that. It's the next right thing, and I'm glad our president did the next right thing for himself and for this country yesterday. Westfield State, regrettably, like many schools throughout America, has had its share of homophobic episodes, has struggled to meet those challenges head on, I hope. It's true that America's come a long way in its acceptance. It's also true as things change for the better, there seems to be more and more pushback from folks who are afraid of change. Even when I was president of City College of San Francisco, started the first public gay lesbian department in the United States, there was pushback in San Francisco. In this transitioning 21st century climate, it's extremely important for all of us to define and demonstrate outward expressions of acceptance, from college and university campuses to the floors of Congress to the hearts of those who struggle to understand and accept. A recent article in the New York Times focused on the activism of gay students at Baylor University. Ken Starr is the president of Baylor University. You might remember that name from our recent history. Who are fighting to express their sexual identities without risk of censure or expulsion, or jeopardizing their scholarships, as they are asking for its official recognition by the university of their student club. It's like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Well, as president of Westfield State, I'd like to say on behalf of all of our faculty and our staff and our students, our campus is never going to be immovable when it comes to diversity. We will always champion open discussion and healthy exploration of our differences and our similarities. We will always welcome and gratefully acknowledge the contributions of LGBTQIA students to our community, and will do so and ensure in doing so a safe environment for everyone. Our Rainbow graduates, Rainbow allies, how enriched we all are by your efforts and work, how moved I am by your courage to openly declare who you are and what you stand for. And Ali and David and Cassandra and Letitia and Zach and Megan and Ryan and Kelly and Cassandra Ann, you are our true ambassadors of good deeds and good example. And by being here this afternoon and accepting the Rainbow Accord, you demonstrate action based on beliefs and values. You demonstrate noble outward expression, because it is the next right thing to do for yourself, standing tall, declaring who you are in all your wonder, and proving that my late brave friend Harvey Milk was correct. Hope is never silent, can never be silent. One last request with a nod to the great Martin Luther King, for whom I borrow. Let us go forth from this rainbow celebration of difference and similarity and pride, cherishing the dream and the hope that all gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people will one day live in a nation, a world where they too will not be judged. by their sexual identity or orientation, but by the content of their character. So I congratulate all the students, all our faculty, all our staff on this graduation of yours. Much success in all that you want.
Saving paper by keeping on my computer. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name's Allie Burns. I'm a graduating senior from the Education Department, and I'm also the president of QSA. It's been such a privilege to work with this group and our advisor, Rana, over the past couple of years. I've seen our club grow and change so much from being someone who never thought they would be part of QSA, and that's been a really awesome part of my college experience. I would like to also say thank you to every person in this room, whether you're here for yourself, a friend, as a faculty or staff member participating in the ceremony, or just to check out this whole rainbow graduation for the first time. I hope that this is the first of many years to come. To the students who stuck with us throughout the year, our core group of QSA, most of you I see in the audience today, and I just want to say thank you for coming to our long meetings and our short meetings and our meetings where I had us play ridiculous games that nothing to do with really anything. Thank you for staying with us and then coming to the meeting after that, even when we did ridiculous things. I'm so happy we had such a strong group this year. We got a lot accomplished. We had many events. Our 12th annual high school conference, I know that is our big thing that we do. We really like to give back to the community, and we do so in that way. And you've really helped to make this year special. Next, to the faculty and staff in the room. Without you guys, QSA would not be the same. And I'm not only thinking of the people who came and volunteered at the panels and who helped with our conference and who bought our awesome t-shirts and who come to some meetings, but also I'm thinking of the faculty and staff that through their classes or if they're staff in their residence halls or other areas on campus, acknowledge QSA and bring attention to the issues we address on campus. I just wanted to tell you a quick story. Why I got involved with QSA was from my sophomore year English professor, Professor Sandage, from 1750 and onward. English literature, I think, was the class. And it was around the time of Northampton Pride. I had never been to Northampton. I had never been to a Pride parade before.
I remember that.
And I sat in class as, not quite as an out student as I am today, president of QSA, but I realized who I was, and I sat in her class, and I heard her say, between the readings we were doing, oh, this Saturday is Pride Parade in Northampton. Well, I didn't really know what it was. She explained it, talked about it for probably 30 seconds max, and I said that that's my chance to get involved with this group and the club and the community on campus. So I went to the Pride Parade with Letitia, and I thought we were going to watch the Pride Parade, but actually we marched in the Pride Parade with our equality stickers, and we got to hold a banner or whatever we had that year, and they really made us feel included and welcomed in the club. So we went to the meeting after that, and both of us have been on the exec board. We participated as active members. Last year I served as the vice president, and this year I got the honor to serve as the president of our club. So I just wanted to let you know how important that support from our faculty, staff, and students is, even when it seems the smallest way possible. So thank you for all doing that. And as I said, I hope this is the first of many rainbow graduations to come. And next year we can have even more people involved. It means a lot that we have, I think, almost more faculty and staff than we even have graduating students. That just kind of shows you how much support we have on campus. And I know we have a lot of underclassmen that are here that aren't graduating yet, but I hope that you can participate this in the future, and it's good that you can see how much support we have. So, thank you. And now Frank's going to talk. Thanks, Frank.
I want to begin today. You know, usually I don't have any words in front of me because I like to just talk to people to talk to them. But I did write a few things down here, so excuse me if I look down from time to time, because there are some things I wanted to make sure that I said to all of you today. So I want to begin by welcoming everyone to Westfield State University's inaugural Rainbow Celebration graduation. This is the first graduation ceremony at Westfield State University that celebrates the achievements of graduating students in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and ally community. LGBTQIA. You'll forgive me if I just say queer or rainbow for that LGBTQIA in the future. I want to give a warm welcome to our graduating seniors, their families and friends, and all of the supporting faculty and staff in attendance today. How wonderful it is to see you all here. This event is obviously about celebrating. It's celebrating your accomplishments, celebrating how far we have come as a community, and celebrating our hope for the future, which looks very, very bright indeed. Hate it, Barack. Some of my friends and colleagues have asked me why we have to have a separate celebration for the gay students. After all, they say, we should be trying to be inclusive, not exclusive. Oh, really? Isn't it funny how we become more aware of exclusion when we're the ones being excluded? But I'm going to come back to that statement in a little bit because I think it is an important thing to address. When Allie and Letitia asked me to say a few words here at this event today, I started thinking about what I really wanted to say to you and what I really wanted you to know from me. And there are a few very important things, I think, at the top of a very long list of things that I would like to say to you. But I'm just going to focus on a few. The first thing I want you to know is how very proud I am of all of you and your accomplishments and how amazing I think you are. But I'm not sure that even you understand just how amazing you really are. And I think that in order to help you understand that, I'd like to give you a little bit of perspective and maybe a little history lesson. You don't have to go back very far in our history in general, or on this campus especially, in order to appreciate and understand just how remarkable this day really is. Back in the Jurassic period, when I was a kid, I was bullied every day in school because of my perceived sexuality. That was just it, perceived. I didn't even know what was going on at the time. But that was enough for the bullying to begin. And I spent my whole time in school just wanting to get out. I couldn't wait for it to end. And then when I got to college, I was hopeful that maybe things would change. I mean, I certainly couldn't go to my family for any support because that certainly wasn't going to happen. But I thought moving away to college would help. But that, which was about 30 years or so ago when I was your age, that was the beginning of the AIDS crisis in this country. So it was hardly a good time for a gay man to be out and proud. It was very difficult, to say the least. It wasn't until graduate school that I actually found my voice, and things started to come together. I became quite a little activist. I know that's hard to believe. But then I arrived on this campus shortly after graduate school, about 15 years ago, and I was a very different person, and I saw signs up for the GSA meeting, and I thought, I'm going to go to that. This was my first week here on campus. I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to sign up to be a faculty club advisor for the GSA, what was then the GSA. And I got to Lammers that night, and the only person there was Brian. We were the meeting. And Brian said, well, sometimes students show up. He said, I think there's a practice for a play going on, so maybe that's where they all are. I remember that very well. It was then that I said, Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. About a year later, not long after Matthew Shepard was brutally murdered for being gay, I had the first and unfortunately not the last hate package left at my office door here on campus. And it was then that I said, now I know we're not in Kansas anymore. And for the first time since I was in high school, I not only felt silenced, I felt afraid. Enter Mary Bazemore, Lisa Edwards, and Maddie Warner. The three students after whom the Bewey Awards are named. As many of you know, those three students led the way in transforming the atmosphere on our campus. Their courage, determination, and strength helped me to break what I like to refer to as the very awkward silence on this campus regarding queer issues. But all of their work would have been for naught without the brave students who have followed in their footsteps. So consider where we have been, and then take a look at our campus today and consider what all of you have accomplished during your short time here. I hope that helps to give you a better understanding and appreciation of just how important your work has been and continues to be. The second thing I want to let you know has to do with gratitude, and I want to begin with my own gratitude. Looking around this room, I see the students, faculty, and staff who have helped to see me through my darkest hours on this campus. You all had very powerful voices when I had none, and you stood up and fought back when I felt that I couldn't. For that, I will be forever grateful. But it's certainly not just about my own personal gratitude. This day is about the gratitude of all queer people and for all that you have done, and that gratitude extends well beyond our campus. Whether it's reaching out to youths in area high schools, or taking part in a production about bullying, hey to Allie and Letitia, or helping to educate students on our campus, hey to Dave, or overcoming your discomfort of speaking in public to talk to the local media, hey to Brian, or rallying to counter-protest the Westboro Baptist Church, or the myriad of other ways that you have all made a difference, you have our sincerest gratitude and thanks. Now I want to go back to a statement that I made earlier and address the issue of why we are having a separate graduation ceremony to honor our LGBTQIA students. After all, some people think it is a little bit controversial, and you know I'd like to steer away from controversy, a little bit controversial to have a so-called separate graduation ceremony. And these are well-intentioned people who feel this way, but you know what they say about good intentions. These are the same people who don't understand why there are gay pride parades. After all, they say, we don't have straight pride parades. What these very well-intentioned people don't understand is that every day is straight pride day. And every commencement is straight commencement. And I know I don't have to explain that to anyone in this room. But let me be clear. This commencement is not about being separate. The LGBTQIA community is anything but separate. This is a rainbow graduation, and we are indeed a rainbow. We cross lines of gender, race, nationality, ethnicity, religion, ability, and socioeconomic status. We are members of every community. We belong to every community. This ceremony is about helping to make visible that which has been invisible for far too long, and publicly celebrating the hard work of our LGBTQIA students. This ceremony is about making visible the accomplishments, the dedication, and the scholarship of our LGBTQIA graduating seniors. It is also about making visible the existence of our LGBTQIA students. Being out and proud is not just some dramatic statement we make to shock our friends and family, believe it or not. Being out about being LGBTQIA means being able to be out and part of our community. It means talking about who you live with, who you had dinner with last night, who your friends are, and getting the personal and social support that you need. In short, being out about being LGBTQIA is about living your life. When the atmosphere on campus elicits feelings of fear or discomfort about being out and proud, then you cease to be a part of our community. And speaking of the support that the LGBTQIA students need, I'd like to say a brief word to our administration about supporting LGBTQIA students on our campus. Yes, we have come a long way, and we are very grateful for that. But let's not forget what supporting our students really means, and I really want us to keep this in mind. This is for faculty, staff, and administration. It means a whole lot more than just getting the pronouns right, or using the politically correct words to label somebody. It is not about the students having to educate any of us about their needs. Supporting our LGBTQIA students is about the university already knowing and being responsible to provide an equal educational experience for all of our students. I hope we will continue to move forward in our support of all of our students. And now for a few words to our graduating seniors, the stars of the show. By your participation in this commencement, you have become a very important part of Westfield State University's history. Your courage will not be forgotten. You honor the university with your trust. By stepping out in the way that you are, and by stepping up in the way that you already have, you are paving the way for future LGBTQIA graduates. And while this is your day, while this is the culmination of your years of dedicated scholarship, and while you are the ones that poured your hearts and minds into your college education, this graduation is also about the work of all of those that have come before you and all of those that will follow. So take your place in history because you deserve it. And know that with this step, there is also responsibility. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Westfield State University, your professors, and each staff member that assisted you in your journey have invested in you. Make no mistake about it. We expect great things from you. We want a return on our investment. There will be challenges and dark days, but I hope that you will use those days as grist for the mill and fuel for the fire. Always keep in mind that following every North Carolina Amendment 1, the next day may bring a Barack Obama. Stay strong and keep making a difference. And I know you will continue to make us proud. Congratulations.
Thank you, Frank. Next, we will have Brian Cahill presenting the Bowie Award. Bowie. How we say that?
Before I say a word about the Bowies, I think it's important to apologize for that. I have to leave my phone on because I have to read from it in a minute. Soon you'll understand why. How about Rana?
She's our mama. She's a QSA mama bear.
I don't know if folks realize this, but Rana's probably the reason this happened. So, at least one of the biggest reasons. So, that's why I wanted to make sure everybody, knew that and appreciated that. This woman works tirelessly on behalf of students here, and I just want people to recognize that. So, Bowie, it's a funny name, right? It stands for Bazemore, Edwards, and Warner, the three last names of the three students this was named after in the year 2001. That was the very first year of this award. It was presented to them in their name. Mary Bazemore is currently at the University of Maryland teaching in women's studies, and I believe she's doing her doctorate. Lisa Edwards is living locally as a real estate appraiser, but engaged to be married to her partner. And Matty Warner is working for UPS. He did just have a corporate training position with UPS in San Diego. But more importantly for him, he's having a great life out in San Diego, and he's also with a long-term partner out there. And I've been in touch with at least 2 of them today. They always get really excited around this time of year when we hand this award out, because they still can't believe there's something in their name that's handed out on a regular basis, and it's very exciting for them. And one day I hope to have all 3 of them back to be here for this. So this award is given out to Westfield State students who in their careers here have exhibited outstanding advocacy for LGBT, now also QI and A, issues in their careers here at Westfield. And Mary, Maddie, and Lisa, really, they were 3 folks who co-ran what was then the GSA. And there was a real transformation in their year in the way things were done with the GSA. Previously to them, the GSA was more of a meek and mild group and really was not very visible on campus. That all changed with these 3. That year, we were able to participate in actually kind of a historic event. If folks remember the Millennium March on Washington. Our students participated in that, and that was very life-changing for them. And if you've ever participated in something like that, you know that it's hard to be quiet afterwards. And that's exactly what happened to them. It was hard for them to be quiet. And so they came back full of energy, and they really just transformed things to look more like what the QSA looks like today. And so we honor them by honoring you, the folks who are recipients of this award today. And I said that I had to read from my phone, and I apologize for that, but I asked both Lisa and Maddie if there was anything that they would want you to know. And, well, you know, Lisa is never one to pass up that opportunity. And so, let's see what she has to say. Let's see. She says a lot. So I guess you can relay that there will always be naysayers. There will always be people who say we couldn't put a gay class into a curriculum. There was a day when that didn't happen, when that wasn't around either. And actually these folks did advocate for that. That gays can't marry in North Carolina, or that change is impossible. Keep in mind that all truth must pass through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. And she's quoting someone here, for those of you who may recognize the quote. Arthur Schopenhauer? Does that sound familiar? So that's what Lisa wanted us to know. And Maddie says, if I had anything to pass on, it would be to hold on to your values. Your position in life will be ever-changing. Jobs, homes, income. And with each change in life, our priorities shift a little. But our values remain a constant that we have to fight and protect. And that's not a quote, but it should be. So, without further ado, you know, I'm not the keynote, and I don't want to, you know, overshadow Frank by any means. So, the Buey Award. We established this in 2001, and since that time, there's been a number of folks who've received it. Sometimes as many as 3 folks in 1 year. Sometimes there's been years where we have had no one. and a whole variety of folks over the years who've received it, both gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual. We've had the whole gang represented at some point, I believe. This year we have 3 recipients for this award, and I guess I'm just going to get to that. So the first person is somebody who's worked very hard this year, bringing the message along and getting folks organized and behind things and making sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. I'm sure that other folks have a lot more to say about her work this year than I do. But without further ado, Allie Burns. This person I only just met this semester, but I was impressed by his enthusiasm and his knowledge and his willingness to help one of my favorite professors on campus, Maddie Cahill. David Sizik was Maddie's teaching assistant this semester.
And he was fabulous.
And last but not least, what would I say about this person? Somebody who seems to step up to the plate sometimes when you least expect it. Somebody who is a strong personality and who was there to fill a gap when a gap needed to be filled. Congratulations, Brian Palmer. Thank you all, and thank you for passing it on.
Thank you. Now for the moment that I've been holding on to ever so dearly. I am going to call up the presenter of the award. If you will stand here to my left, and to the graduate, if you will stand in front of the table so that our dear photographer can get your picture.
You can do it, Rana.
Our first graduate, first presenter I would like to call forward is Megan Kennedy. Megan is presenting for our QSA president, Miss Allie Burns. Allie is an elementary education major. When she came to Westfield, she had no idea how involved she would be in QSA. After 3 years, she has been a member, vice president, and now president. Quoting Allie, I don't think there has been another club that I have been as happy in, and I will never forget this as part of my college experience.
Getting all sappy on us.
So for this one, I have two hats. I would like to call up David Caesar. David is an ethnic and gender studies major. David has been a visible member of the queer community at Westfield State since 2008. In his time at Westfield, David has been an active member of the dance company, organized and participated in LGBTQ events, taught alongside Professor Maddie Cahill an intro to gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgendered studies, and been a friendly, approachable resource for all students on campus. David would like to thank his friends, family, and the Department of Ethnic and Gender Studies for all their guidance, wisdom, support in these last 4 years. He would also like to thank Ryan for sticking by his side through everything and loving him unconditionally.
Aww.
Dr. Hennessy. Dr. Hennessy is presenting for Cassandra Clark. Cassandra is an ethnic and gender studies major and a communications major. Cassandra's in her 5th year at Westfield. Cassandra has directed and taken part in the Vagina Monologues for the past 3 years. What she has gained at Westfield besides education is a sense of community and belonging. What she wishes for the graduates is that they find their niche and their community. She says, find who you really are and embrace it. Shannon Broderick.
Yes, Shannon.
Shannon is presenting for Letitia Crespo. Letitia is a criminal justice and psychology major. At Westfield, she says, Westfield has helped me grow so much. I have been involved on campus in many ways, including QSA treasurer. All of it has let me be more comfortable with myself and help others do the same. I have to add a small addendum. We had some late entries, so they didn't get put into the program. So I'll be adding a few people, just so that, you're not like, wait a minute, those are coming on here.
You can do whatever you want, Ron.
I would like to call up Valeska. Valeska is presenting for Zachary Graves Miller. Getting his Bachelor of Arts in Communications with a concentration in Media Arts. He is getting a minor in film. He writes as an ally of the LGBTQIA here at Westfield State University. I am currently directing the video project titled Diversity University. a short film that brings together a plethora of multicultural and LGBTQIA awareness here on campus, showing how we are well-rounded as a community. Last year, I also co-created a 24-minute documentary titled A Respectable Routine, which brings light to the maintainers and landscapers on our campus. In 2008, I, along with several other classmates, co-created the WSURFC, our rugby club, on campus, who just this past fall won Division IV NURFU. It's what's written here. Championship, going undefeated. As a proud member of this community, it has been given a great opportunity that I can take with me. We also have the pleasure of having 2 graduate students here with us. I would like to call Dr. Morales-Diaz.
I'm not a graduate.
He is presenting for Jose Lopez
Figueroa.
Figueroa. All of them. Jose is part of the class of 2009 Criminal Justice Program and part of the class of